My name's Michelle Wright. I am Managing Director here at Gough Wright. Gough Wright is a full service agency, which means that we work with our clients to help them find solutions to their marketing problems. So we run marketing campaigns for clients, and that might be building a website and sending traffic to that website by using social media or Google ads or similar. And of course, we also do creative work. So we create the adverts that go in the papers, on the posters, on the TV, on the radio, and on your social. So as a full service marketing agency, we work with a client to help them to promote their brands. In my role, I don't necessarily do one job. I oversee lots of different jobs. And because I work with clients very closely, and my job is sometimes about finding out what it is that the client actually needs, I do need to have an understanding of all of the different elements. So I will do things like put myself through a training course about digital marketing to enable me to better understand what it is I'm selling to my clients. So no university, no college as such, just pure on-the-job training, hard work and chucking myself in at the deep end. My route into this business started with the careers office. When I left school at 16 years old, I knew I wanted to work, and I had some of the skills that were secretarial skills, but really interested in art and English. And that took me to an interview for an apprenticeship role in an advertising agency, and I built my skills in that role, and I spent about 5 years there learning the ropes and moving out of an apprenticeship and into a permanent job as a production executive. I then moved on from there to a publishing house where I was working with editors and journalists on monthly magazines, and I spent a couple of years there just absorbing that kind of press and media background. I knew I preferred agencies, so I then made the jump back into an agency as an account executive, and I spent a couple of years there. And then I moved again to one of the bigger agencies, which was at the time the agency to get on your CV. And I went in there as production, moved into account handling, moved into account management, senior account management, just again absorbing all of that information and that work. And then I joined here as head of kind of production, and that then took me into all areas. And then my role through this agency has just become wider and wider until I found myself being invited onto the board. So that is how I got into the position of being a part owner and managing director of this business. Every day is different here. I love doing this job, and I have done it for many years. And the difference and the variation is what keeps me coming to work every day and what gets me out of bed in the morning, as does the success that we have for our clients. It's really important for me to have job satisfaction, and that goes throughout the agency. People here enjoy coming into work and doing their job and being part of something that is making a difference and is measurable for our clients. So because I came from an apprenticeship background myself, I would encourage that in our agency, and I know that is encouraged, and they're encouraged across the board, and there are lots of schemes for the creative industries that are based on apprenticeships. We have had a few of those here, and they've turned out to be very, very successful marketers. But there are also paid internships that you can get with some of the bigger agencies, and I would encourage people to look at that as well. For anybody that was interested in working in the creative industries, I would say do your research, look at different ad agencies or marketing agencies, look at their websites, look at the type of clients that they actually work with, but also listen to what's happening around you. Take in adverts on TV and things that you see on social. Try and understand what it is that piece of work is doing or saying to a particular audience. Follow your roots, go and look at the colleges or the apprenticeships that you feel are relevant, but maybe talk to your careers advisor too to understand which area you might want to go into. So you might feel that you are creative and you might want to go into a artworking or creative or conceptual role, but you might like to get your head down and you might really be interested in code, and so then you might be going down the software route and maybe going into web development. You might be analytical, so that might push you into maybe an SEO style role. And you may be into your social, so that might send you down even a public relations or a social media role. But it kind of doesn't stop there, because we have creative people here who very often add huge things to the work we do. However, they may be in a production role, which is about being organised, and it's about understanding the different media that we use. So that might be a media role that you go into, or even a secretarial role, or HR or finance. All of those roles are relevant, and you can choose to do those kind of roles in, say, an insurance firm or in a hospital or another office. But if you enjoy being in a creative environment and you want to get involved in things outside of your role, then marketing, ad agencies, film, video, it's a really good place to be, because you'll be able to sort of stimulate your creative side. Some of the attributes that I think you need is to persevere. It isn't always there behind one door, but it might be behind another. Explore yourself as well. So, it's not just about being who you set out to be. So just like you have aspirations to move on and progress, there are learnings along the way that you can gather, and those kind of open up different areas. So I would say that was sort of curiosity. Is one of those. Hard work and determination. You do fail, and you have to pick yourself up, admit your mistake, and get on with it and go again. And, never be afraid to ask for help. Networking is really, really important to me. Never give up, just keep trying. Probably the most important thing for me is being a people person. If you can get on with people and clients and understand their problems and help them to deliver and fire up the teams around you, then you have a pretty good chance for me of progressing. Just going back though, you may be shy and have confidence issues. That is fine. There is a place for everyone. If you don't like working with other people, just because we keep talking about teams, that doesn't mean to say you have to be a team player. Some of our coders, they enjoy spending their day with earphones on, but that's absolutely fine, because there is a role for those people here. So in the creative industries across the whole spectrum, it's really important that we attract diversity into our businesses from different backgrounds, cultural, ethnicity, ability, gender. We have a job to do, and that job is to communicate with consumers. And if we can't reflect consumers from what we have at our fingertips in the business, then we've got a more difficult job to do. It might be that you don't spell very well, you don't communicate very well, but you can draw amazing visuals. An agency would be the right place for you. There's a lot of talk about women in boardrooms. We want to encourage women to come into our industry and to shoot for the stars. If I were giving advice to somebody starting out in this industry, I would say go in there and be like a sponge. Soak everything up, ask the questions, get involved with whatever you can. Immerse yourself in what you're doing. Be open, ask questions, get involved, be hungry and enjoy it.